recording?
We're on.
Okay. I want to welcome everybody to the 10th episode of Dinner with Dan. And I just got to say, after the first episode, they said, nah, this ain't going to work. Well, here we are. We're at the 10th episode. That's so as if you were doing it on a calendar, this would be now. We've done a decade of Dinner with Dan. This is November 2nd, 2025. As usual, we're coming to you from Dayton's historic Five Oaks neighborhood, from the bricks of Wroe Avenue. Kate's making a face at the recording. Is it coming through?
Yep, we're
Okay.
good.
From the historic bricks of Wroe Avenue. And at the table tonight, we have regular Kate Evans. Eddie will show up sometime, as usual. He usually gets to the table late, but he'll be here. And also, for the second week in a row, we have friend of the podcast, longtime friend of Club Garris, Paul Duncan Robinson. You'll remember from episode 9 when he gave us that great rundown of his 2,190-mile trek on the Appalachian Trail. He's with us tonight. Our regulars, Nan and Sam, have been in Montana for the past week and will join us next week. So hopefully when they get back, Nan is the one that puts it on the air, and she should be back sometime tomorrow, and it'll either be on the air, be able to listen to it Monday or Tuesday. So so you know who's at the table, and I always like to start off with what we're having for dinner. Well, tonight, you may ask, have these guys lost their mind? No, we haven't, because we try to make
the fact that we did it is a little.
Yeah, we try to make our dinner somewhat jiving with what the episode's about.
Yeah.
And so, we started a week ago, or the last podcast, or 2 podcasts ago, talking about we're going to do the back-to-back Best Pictures. And we did Wings, which was the first. So this week we're going to do the second. And the second was Broadway Melody. Okay? So tonight for dinner, we have food that was mentioned in the Best Picture Oscar winner, Broadway Melody. And that food is chop suey and chili. And just to jump a little bit ahead, I'm going to tell you one of the main characters. One of the main characters is a singer by the name of Eddie. And there's 2 sisters, the Maloney sisters. And Eddie is
Mahoney sisters.
Excuse me. Yeah, you got me there. I've been fact checked already.
It was a plot point, though.
It was
briefly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a moment where, the bigwig said, I don't need these Maloney sisters.
That's right. Yeah, they're the Mahoney sisters. You got me there. So anyhow, there's a scene in the movie, which everybody ought to watch, where Eddie and the 2 sisters are, they're done with the show. They're getting ready to go. Eddie feels that he's being squeezed out. And so Eddie says, I ain't going to give him a chance to throw me out a window. Let's go get a bowl of chop suey and we will rewrite the show. And then he also says, well, you can get most anything out of a bowl of chop suey. So we have combination chop suey tonight and chicken chop suey tonight. And then that whole scene involves, they're in the dressing room, and, that movie's been out since 1928, so I don't know that there's a spoiler alert.
Oh, no, there are no spoiler alerts.
Yeah, there's no spoiler alerts on this.
There are if you haven't seen it, but we're going to talk about it anyway.
Yeah, it was
right?
like Gilded Age.
That's the whole point.
Lily hadn't seen it for a week, but this movie's been out for over almost 100 years.
If the way we talk about it makes you want to go watch it, great. If not, now you know about it, right?
So the sisters, and here comes Eddie. All right. The sisters, one is Queenie. She's the tall blonde. And the other is Hank. She's the short brunette. And Hank thinks that Eddie's in love with her. And maybe at once he was, but he has now fallen in love with Queenie.
Well, I think they probably were in love back in the small town.
Yeah.
Right?
Small town.
When Queenie was still, like, doesn't he refer to her as, like, last time I saw you, you were a gangly-legged girl with freckles or whatever.
Right, yeah.
So she grew up into a beauty.
And Eddie brought them to New York City.
And the moment he sees Queenie, he's instantly in love.
Yeah.
Right?
So, and Queenie realizes that Eddie's now in love with him and that it's going to maybe break Hank's heart. So Queenie's doing everything she can to get out. And so there's this major brouhaha where Queenie throws a fit and they get into a fight. And then Queenie storms out to go see this rich cad that's trying to move in on her. And then Eddie shrugs his shoulder and says to Hank, "Oh, come on, let's go get a bowl of chili." So, we also have tonight, for our culinary delight, we have Wendy's chili, which Kate had DoorDashed here because Paul was doing the pickup of the Chinese food. And I personally do like Wendy's chili. I think it's on the fast food market. It's about the best chili you can get.
Well, I appreciate everybody's willingness to give me a break from cooking this weekend.
So we have chopped suey.
I love to cook, but it's
but
nice
we also have egg drop soup and wonton soup, and we've got spring rolls as well. So we're going to have chopped suey and chili. And so with that, do we want to talk about the movie first, or we want to recap what's been going on in our lives?
Well, I feel like we should go with the movie, maybe. We already started setting it up.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yep. Now, some of you know that I'm retired, and I have been quite a collector my entire life, and that's a problem for my children, as Eddie will be able to attest to, because half his double's full of my stuff. And I got a lock and store downstairs, and this is a 3-story house, and it's all full of boxes. And boxes are surrounding us where we're doing this. So I should quit collecting things.
Should.
Yeah.
Should.
But how long ago did you say that for the first time?
In the Addams Family movie, where he says, only a fool will represent himself, and God knows I'm not fool. Well, I should be de-assenting my collection, but I've started a new one.
Yeah.
And the new one I've started is the teens, the 20s, and the 30s movie magazines.
Oh, my.
I now am the proud owner of 8 that span from 1916, featuring Rudolph Valentino, to 1934. And in particular, I'm collecting them that have on the cover, Marion Davies,
right,
who was the mistress of William Randolph Hearst. She was also the highest paid silent screen actress in 25 and 26. And then I'm also going to start on Carol Lombard of Gable and Lombard.
Right.
So as I was getting ready for this, I looked through a very popular magazine called Photoplay. And this one is from March of 1929. And it's got a beautiful picture of Marion Davies on the front.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, very.
Gosh, that's in really good shape.
She's on, a lot of these aren't, but this one is in very good shape.
So you acquired this recently then, or you've had this?
Recent purchases.
Define.
Thank you, eBay.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
And I have a secret buyer that's, and Eddie's just looking at me, rolling his eyes, because he knows he's going to have to deal with it when I'm gone. But anyhow,
at least it's
in this one, I've been going through these.
So
and
far.
on page 129, come on, 129. 129. Oh, the page numbers are at the top. I was looking at the bottom. Page number.
So you sought out this one on eBay, or you were just looking for any
Maybe I got this wrong.
photoplay issues from that time period and see which ones strike your fancy?
He's talking about Ben and Tina?
127.
127.
Yeah, try 127.
Yeah, 127.
Foiled
No
by
wonder I
your
didn't
own
see it.
notes.
Yeah, my handwriting. Yeah, there we go. Okay. This was from the National Guide to Motion Pictures photo play from March of 1929. Okay? And on page 127, there is a beautiful photo of Queenie. 2 photos of Queenie.
Oh.
And this is the caption. And this is going to fit right into Eddie's comments about the movie. Because he did watch probably about a half an hour with me.
Okay.
What the March of Civilization has done for the chorus girl.
Oh, gosh.
On the left is a 16-pound costume worn by the stage belles of the 80s. And we'd be talking the 1880s.
Right.
On the right, the 4-ounce beads and remnants.
Wow.
Worn by Anita Page in Metro Goldwyn Mayer's new Broadway Melody.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that 40 years Koreans suffered from humpbacks and spavin. I don't know what that is. Today, they have nothing but goose flesh and pneumonia.
Well,
so
too little clothing.
I just want to say, Eddie, remember what you said.
Nope.
Scantily
You
clad.
were talking about they're dancing in their underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's pre-code movie.
Yeah, they definitely were.
Yep.
Similarly, when we were talking about Wings, the last movie, it's pre-code, and this takes place. I mean, really, none of the women are wearing much clothing at any given point in the movie.
Very true.
All of the we're on Broadway scenes are them in really scanty costumes.
Yep.
And there's a lot of sexual innuendo, and like.
Dare you say?
I'm just saying, but there's such a marked difference. Even the hemlines. So, I had noticed that early on too. That the style of the day was still knee length, skirts, and they were more form fitting. And then there comes a period here soon where the hemlines will drop a little more, and it's not till World War II when the hemlines start coming back up to the knees again.
Yeah.
So this movie from a fashion standpoint is really interesting.
But we're under the impression that it's accurate in terms of what they're wearing, on the vaudeville skits.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, scanty but accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah.
And now, don't be fooled by the name of the movie, Broadway Melody.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a musical.
I
don't
did too.
think this is a musical.
No.
I mean, there's a couple musical scenes, but it's more, kind of more of a it's not slapstick, but more of a comedy. It's a love triangle kind of.
I think it's considered one of the first musicals.
Really?
That Technicolor scene, did you know that it was so? I guess if we go back to the beginning, I think we all watched this on the public domain, right?
Yes.
On YouTube, right?
Yes.
And the version that's out there, the version I watched, I don't know if it's been given the same sort of treatment that Wings has with having a lot of things kind of restored or because the version I watched, the sound was not great in many parts of it. There was a really loud kind of background
It was still
noise.
the very formative years of talkies.
Yeah.
It is the first talkie to win an Oscar. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You can tell there are just some things maybe they haven't figured out, right?
Yeah.
And the musical scenes though, it's not that dissimilar to what you get a few years later once really the golden age of those movies kicks off. When I watched it, my sister called me when I was most of the way through it, so I paused it and I told her. She asked me what I was doing, and I said, "Oh, I'm watching this movie." And we grew up watching tons of musicals and stuff.
Yeah.
And one that we always liked, we always liked Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers musicals, and they really started dancing together not that much later.
Right, that's true.
It was just a few years. And like the contrast between what those musicals look like and this one is pretty big. But they have a bunch of those big, like, come on, kids, let's do a number, you know? And it's like big and glitzy. And they had that Technicolor scene. What was it called? It was like the wedding of the something or other.
Oh yeah, I got it down.
But yeah, it was Technicolor. It was like pretty basic, but it had that scene was in color.
I didn't watch any. I watched a different. The wedding of the painted.
Yeah,
girl.
there you go.
Like no wedding I ever been to.
No.
Now, if you go
I.
on YouTube to watch this on the public domain, they have like 5 or 6 different versions.
Yeah.
What I watched was the original release.
Okay.
And you can tell what the original release is by looking at the when you get to it.
Yeah.
It's the poster from the original release movie, and that's very obvious to tell what it is.
Yeah.
So that's what I watched. So mine didn't have any colorization to it or anything.
Oh, see, they filmed it that way. What I read is that that was in the original release, the Technicolor piece. But they did do a silent version of this because there were theaters that were still.
So you're saying that was in color?
Well, just that scene.
Just that scene.
And it's very faint. Did the one you watch have that in it?
No, it looked to be straight black and white.
Okay. It's very faint.
I'll be darned.
But it's like things look kind of like pink and blue almost. It's kind of like pink and green.
Kind of like how they used to color photographs. Yeah. Well,
And
I'll be
so
darned.
it was
something.
strange,
Yeah.
but it was there. And I don't know. I mean, I viewed it as a musical. I viewed it that way.
Yeah.
Because it had it had those elements, and you know, it was like. But
yeah, you're true. There was a lot of chorus line stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the plot in general.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like if this started that whole plot line of the love triangle and the one sisters, you know, it just. I bet 1 in 4 musicals has that plot line.
Oh yeah.
So
I was happy that it wasn't. I don't want to say a true musical, but as you said, Kate, later on, like the Astaire Rogers types of musicals. I was glad it wasn't that type of musical. And I enjoyed the when the vaudeville act was going live, or like the final rehearsal, I guess it was, and they actually pretty much like showed it. I actually enjoyed that. So despite not really being a huge fan of movie musicals, I actually enjoyed like the performance as if I was in the audience watching it. Yeah.
So, what were things that stuck out to you that you liked or didn't like or thought were weird or?
You know, I'm fascinated by the 20s and the 30s. Art Deco.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've always loved Art Deco. Our bedroom furniture is Art Deco. My dad, God rest his soul, went to the 1933 World's Fair in Chicago, which was a monument to Art Deco. And I've managed to inherit his collection of knickknacks and postcards and stuff. So anything Art Deco floats my boat. So I loved all the Art Deco things. And I thought it was you know, I love the banter, the talk.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You know, the snappy this, the snappy that. And also, you know, how they portray certain people.
Yeah.
I mean, even back then, they were doing some portrayals that wouldn't be considered polite today. But there you go.
Well,
it wasn't too bad.
On that note, I felt like pretty much all the women were there to be bimbos. Like, I felt like all the women were set up as like, you know, the main characters, right? Hank and Queenie. Queenie is clearly a bimbo. She's referred to by her looks the whole time.
Yeah.
And thank God you are beautiful because you're not very talented and that kind of. And then Hank is like, she's the little loud pushy one who's gonna like make sure they get their big break.
Yeah.
But
the guys are all dumb and Cheetos.
Well, but they're clearly like Eddie's supposed to be the hero. of this, I think, as much as anybody else. And it's like, okay, well, he didn't handle himself the worst I've ever seen in a movie of that situation.
Right,
but,
yeah.
But still, it was kind of like, oh, okay. I don't know.
You know, I really liked Queenie because
Oh, yeah.
she realized that Hank was in love with Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
And Eddie's the one that got him there.
Yeah.
And then she realized, and there's two kinds of chop suey Eddie. There's chicken and combination. And there's also egg drop soup and spring rolls and wonton soup. And so Queenie realized it.
Yeah.
So Queenie was doing everything she could not to interfere with.
Yeah.
She knew Eddie was falling in love with her,
And she was falling in love with him.
and she was falling in love with him. But she was willing to fall on the sword
Yeah,
to go out with that rich guy, and go to be with that rich guy. So her sister Hank's
To be
heart
happy.
wouldn't get broken.
And isn't it?
So I kind of look at her. I understand how you're saying, well, she's kind of the bimbo, but she was also kind of really trying to.
She had a heart.
She had a heart. She was trying
She
to.
very much did.
Yeah, she was trying to protect the feeling of her sister.
Well, and I would argue, I mean, that's really what the movie's about, is the relationship between these two sisters.
Yeah.
And that they both were acting out of the love and concern for the other sister.
There you
like,
go.
pretty much the whole movie is
Yeah.
Hank is doing everything she can to make sure that, like, Queenie succeeds, and she wants a life for Queenie that maybe Queenie doesn't really want.
Yeah.
And then Queenie's going along with it because she wants her sister to be happy, and she really, at the end of the movie, she's like, here's spoiler alert on a 100-year-old movie almost. She and Eddie get married, and you see her at the end, very happy to leave the stage and just be Eddie's husband or Eddie's wife, and
because they're going to move to Long
be
Island.
at home in a cute little house on Long Island, and she's just excited about being a homemaker and being out of the spotlight, and
And poor Hank goes back to Peoria.
She does.
Because
she
she's
starts
a true
again.
trooper.
She starts again. It's in her, and she tells her new partner, we'll be back in 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
And that for her is what she really wants.
Yeah, their weird uncle.
Yeah.
Who he gives
The stuttering
thing,
uncle.
Queenie's Hank's always been a trooper. She was born a trooper. She's always going to be a trooper.
Yep.
Blah 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 blah. So yeah, I liked the movie. I thought it was good.
I was not a huge fan. I really thought that I'd like it more than I did. Maybe my expectations were just too high.
I don't like how it started because it seems like they wrote some things in there that never follow through in the movie, like the little bit of conflict, like with the other women in the.
Well, did you recognize that the new partner at the end is the woman that tried to it's the blonde that tried to sabotage them in the beginning?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And then
right, you're right. There aren't many callbacks.
And then the super early scene when Queenie and Hank show up in the hotel, and then they're stealing all the stuff from the hotel, like the dishes and all that, and there's no. It's almost like, is that going to be their character for the rest of the movie? And nothing like that ever happens again. And it turns out they're actually successful in Los Angeles. So it's like, why did they need to take liberate stuff from the hotel room? So that was I thought that was just kind of weird or jarring given the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
But I liked it more than I thought it was after we got to what I thought was a rocky beginning.
Yeah. Well, I felt like the beginning, the early scenes really all of the scenes that took place on Broadway or on the stage, it was all very chaotic.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, I don't know who I'm supposed to be following right now. The music, and you're just like, what is happening? Because they had that whole long scene at the dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess I thought a dress rehearsal was do it like you're going to do it on opening night with no interruptions.
Yeah.
But, Zanfield, who I assume was Ziegfeld, right?
Yeah, Ziegfeld, right. Yeah.
The Ziegfeld character is constantly stopping them in the middle of numbers,
Yeah.
and they're yelling at each other, and nobody's happy, and things
Yeah.
are crashing, and a guy up in the rafters is throwing a light down on the one guy.
Yeah.
You know, it was chaos, and I was like, oh my god, I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Like,
Are they in the show? Are they not in the show?
and the dress rehearsal was like scheduled for 10 p.m. or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, but so probably that was a Hollywood satire on how things are on Broadway.
Right.
That's a good point.
You know,
Yeah.
because a lot of those people that were in Hollywood came from Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that was a tough transition for people to go from Broadway to Hollywood or from Hollywood to Broadway.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes never the twain shall meet. I think it's easier now for people to go from Hollywood to Broadway than probably back then it was. You know.
That
But
could be.
there you go. I think. Does anybody else have anything to say about Broadway Melody?
Well, the one thing that struck me, and it wasn't so much about the movies, that as we've said, it's like about 100-year-old movie, and it's that was set like in contemporary time. Like the movie took place in like 1928. You know,
Yeah.
and now it wasn't in 1928, and it kind of occurred to me like sometimes we get caught up in like the costume dramas, other period
Yeah.
pieces, and in a way that's almost like a period piece from where we sit today.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
100
Oh, yeah.
years old. They wore everything they would normally wear for that time period,
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
or less.
Yeah.
And it's like we are looking at the past, except
Yeah.
for them it was in real time. It's not like we're watching like a late 19th century,
Yeah.
costume drama, and
Yeah.
they're kind of inventing
And looking
things.
for the anachronisms.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't have that
Yeah.
Right.
Shakespeare time, or they didn't have that
Yeah,
in Pride and Prejudice time. Yeah, everything they had then, they had then. You know?
yeah.
Mhm.
You know, the cars, the costumes, the decorations,
Yeah.
the songs.
I mean, it's 100 years old, so it's historical in a way. I mean,
Yeah.
because it's real time.
So, Edmund, everybody always looks for you. You know, this is episode 10,
For
and a lot of our faithful followers say they always wait to hear what Eddie has to say, because Eddie is the guy that brings it home on every episode. Do you have
keen
anything,
observer.
or do you want to save it for when we discuss Halloween candy?
I watched half of The Seven Samurai.
Gonna compare and
I was
contrast.
going to say, so you watched half of this
Yeah.
and half of that.
Yeah,
And-
well, I watched about 15 minutes of
Okay, fair enough.
Broadway Melody. Right up until the piano scene.
Yeah, he watched it when they were dancing around in their underwear. Yeah, and they pretty much were.
They were, definitely.
And when I came home from Legacy yesterday, he was watching Seven Samurai, which is a very, very long movie. So, Eddie, they
3.5
never wanted
hours,
huh?
I think it's 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll have a Japanese day where we can all watch Seven Samurai after we go through all the
Yeah.
Academy Award winners.
I was going to say, we're adding more assignments,
Yeah.
and we've got a long one ahead of us
We've
right
got
now.
a long one ahead of us. So, with that,
Well, can I just ask,
yeah.
did everybody have some chop suey? Did we solve everything over a bowl of chop suey?
Yes.
I have put off eating chop suey. Does it have garlic in it?
I don't think so. No, it's not garlicky at all.
It's not garlic at all.
Definitely, that one has the combination one seems to look, the sauce looks a little different. But I don't think I've ever had chop suey before. It's like cabbage and celery and carrots.
And nobody's tasting any big garlic in it.
Mm-mm. Oh no.
Okay, give me
No,
some
no.
chop suey then. Because I just killed my bowl of Wendy's chili.
You want the chicken or the...
Whatever that is. I'll nail that down. And it looks like there's everything in a bowl of chop
Right.
suey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I just
I
want
think
to
there
give
are
a shout out to
some
Dave
white-
Thomas for Wendy's chili. I think it's still very, very good chili.
There you go.
Is it
There
truffle?
are some onions, but they're big enough that you can pull
Yeah.
out.
Eddie, what were you going to say?
Nothing.
Okay, that's going to be the Eddie Bring It Home episode 10. Okay, now we just got done with Halloween,
Oh yeah.
and on Wroe Avenue, I'm proud to say that the Garris family had 3 houses up and passing out trick-or-treat candy.
Very good.
I did, Eddie did across the street, and Marty did at the end. So I thought it was a very good trick-or-treat.
It
Catherine,
was.
you were
I was
passing
out.
out.
Yep.
Okay.
I was out.
and we probably 125 maybe.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, I'd say about 125, somewhere in that range.
It seemed like kind of a light year to me.
Yeah. Well, at least it wasn't raining.
The weather it could not have been better.
Last
really.
year it was horrible.
Were there some
was
costumes you don't normally see? Like, were there like the popular costumes this year, or
Not the homemade ones.
homemade?
Yeah, I was actually really impressed. I felt like the creativity shown by a lot of these little trick-or-treaters was pretty good.
My comment to my legacy lunch crowd on Saturday
Yeah.
was I was surprised by how few scary costumes there were.
Oh.
Always before, there's been a lot of like the scream phase.
Or
Oh, yeah.
zombies, or
Yeah, I didn't see any Jasons
I
or
didn't see anybody with a knife or anything. It
no.
was Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
from,
superheroes,
from Wicked.
princesses. Yeah, a lot of Elphabas.
Yep,
Oh.
a lot of them.
And
And Spider-Man. And
yeah,
I just did not see the scary blood devil.
only a few.
interesting. Yeah.
Only a few. One little boy came up to me and he looked like he was just wearing like jeans and a hoodie. And as he got closer, I realized he had this thing inset on his chest that made it look like his skin had been ripped off.
Gosh.
And I was seeing his insides, and he had like fake blood on his face. That was scary.
I missed that one.
But other than that, that stuck with me. It was pretty gory.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I mean, you're right. It was pretty blood free.
Yeah.
Kind of not nearly as scary. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right about that.
And I do want to give a shout out to my new next door neighbor, Eddie's my new next door
Oh
neighbor.
yeah.
Damien Lark, right? Yep. He and Eddie went to Corpus together and CJ
Right.
together. Lifelong friends.
Yeah.
He bought the Zabo house next to us, and we moved here in 1994. So from 1994 until this year, I'd been passing out candy, and Chuck Zabo had been passing out candy.
And he always had
He had this
The
ugly old
mask.
man mask
Ooh.
on,
and his torches.
and it scared kids more than
Oh, yeah.
when I used to do Cafe Death and the severed hand and all that. Kids would see that ugly old man mask and go screaming and running away from it. And right before Trick or Treat started, Damien came pulling up. He had a big bag of good candy,
Good.
and he said, "I forgot it was Trick or Treat tonight." And so he comes and he sets up and he starts passing out candy.
Good.
And I texted Chuck Zabo. I said, "Chuck, even though you're not here,
Damien's got it covered.
Damien's got it covered."
Good.
So I want to give a shout out to the best bartender in Dayton at Southern Belle, right, Eddie? Yep. Damien for keeping the tradition of
Hey, Eddie.
232 or 236 passing out.
Thank
Next year, he'll have to decide if he wants to continue the tradition of a big scary mask.
you.
Or Chuck can
Add
bequeath
that,
Damien his
add
mask.
that in.
That's true. That was always a scary mask. Now,
Yeah. It
So-
was.
before we get into talking about candy, this chop suey is pretty good.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a little bit of everything, which I think is the history of it,
That's
right?
Yep.
That's what they
It's
said.
it's Americanized.
Yeah. There's everything
Chinese
in chop
food.
suey.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we thought some of the Chinese laborers would like, and apparently it was very popular. This is
Yeah.
why it made an appearance in the movie, verbal
Yeah.
appearance.
Well, when I grew up in Van Wert, 90 miles north of here, we never had a Chinese restaurant until very, very late. So when we discovered Chinese, it was canned le choy
Oh wow.
chow mein.
Oh okay.
So when we would have maybe once a month, my parents would get us canned
Your
Le
parents
choy
would eat it.
chow
then.
mein. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's. I mean, that's impressive. My grandparents wouldn't touch Chinese food.
Yeah. Well, and
least
and
on
Eddie
my
will
mom's
attest
side.
to, my parents then every week would order Chinese once we got a Chinese restaurant, and they had such a good relationship with the people that they would deliver it to my parents, not even make them come out. They would open
Oh,
it
that's
up,
so
bring it
nice.
in, and put it on the table and everything.
Put it on
Yeah.
the table.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. So anyhow, I'm old. I lose my train of thought. Okay, yeah. Back when, and we didn't have Italian food either. So the first Italian food I ate was Chef Boyardee
Oh, I knew it.
canned ravioli.
Oh.
Well, it was Van Wert. I mean, it's all Protestant, German, and Methodist, and Welsh.
If
And,
only you'd known someone in Tiffin.
yeah, we don't want those.
Those
we don't want those.
Gallardos over
Yeah,
in Tiffin
you
could
got
have
that right. Yeah.
set you up.
But anyhow, back to Halloween candy. Now, I've been passing out candy since 1994 on Wroe Avenue, and we've had some interesting times on Wroe Avenue on Halloween.
Yeah.
One Halloween, I used to set up out. Well, I set up Cafe Death out there. We had a great time, and I hear these kids talking. Somebody gave me Taco Bell sauce.
No.
Somebody gave me Wendy sauce. Somebody gave me this sauce. Somebody
People
gave me
actually
that sauce.
do that?
Well, a neighbor across the street, who I
Oh.
shall not name,
Smart.
huh?
Smart.
Yeah, I shall not name. He had very strong opinions about who should be trick or treating and who shouldn't be trick or treating.
Oh, God.
So during the year, he would go to fast food places, grab the taco sauce, grab duck sauce, grab this sauce, that sauce, and on Halloween night he would stand out on his front porch with no lights on, so kids couldn't see what was going into their bags.
Oh, my God.
And in one pocket he had packets of Taco Bell sauce, and in the other pocket he had candy. And if in his opinion,
What a jerk.
if in his opinion you shouldn't be trick or treating
Because you're too old, or
because you're too old, or you didn't really do anything for a costume. You were
Wow.
just walking around.
So judgmental.
Yeah,
I literally
he-
had one boy come around to my house 3 times, and I gave
Yes.
him candy
Oh
every
yeah,
time.
Yep.
I know
Yeah.
he thought I didn't remember him,
yeah.
but I never questioned it.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it's Halloween. Give me a break.
I know exactly. Like, he didn't wear a costume. He came
Yeah.
around 3 times. He was probably about 11.
Yeah,
I don't care.
yeah. I don't care either. Well, my neighbor across the street cared
Definitely
very, very
cared.
much.
Ugh.
And so I'm telling that to my favorite waitress at Legacy, Brandy. Shout out to Brandy. And she thinks that's the funniest thing she ever heard. So later that night, like a week ago, I get a text from her, and it's got a picture. And on it, there's a table full of all the different sauces and stuff.
Oh, my
And
God.
she just randomly went through the internet, and it's under the I've got all my candy to pass out for Halloween. So
Oh my
other
God.
people do it, which brings me to
Okay.
somebody this week was
Yeah.
passing out mac and cheese.
Which I actually thought
Which I
that
thought
was
was-
really smart.
Interesting, but I wondered, did they also give candy?
I hope so.
you mean like uncooked, like boxes
Yeah,
of?
like
yeah.
boxes of Kraft.
Yeah,
That's
It wasn't even like an off-brand. It was Kraft mac and cheese.
I
People
like
were
that.
showing it off, so it was a hit. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that's
what's-
really smart.
Yeah, what's more candy? But that's pretty cool, actually.
well, yeah, except
Except
it took up like the majority of everybody's little basket they had.
I know.
Yeah.
People don't.
I'm
use-
not being judgmental
People
about it.
don't seem to use pillowcases anymore.
Right.
Yeah. And it took me a while. I'm like, what's that? Then I realized it's mac and cheese.
It's mac and cheese. I saw
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
those in the baskets and things that came my
Yeah.
way. But my thought on that was that was actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
I like it.
And that gives.
I mean, you got to prepare it, but
Yeah, you've got to prepare it, but that gives the family, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
if you, especially if you got a couple of kids, like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it gives you an
Yeah.
easy dinner some night,
Yeah.
or it's
Yeah.
like, it's just kind of nice.
because what's another couple Snickers
I'm not being
more?
negatively judgmental about it.
Yeah.
But I thought, wow.
Yeah, I
Do
know.
you get a fun-sized Snicker with
Well, you
that
know
as
what's
well?
funny? I went to after seeing that, it must have been on my mind because I went to Costco like bright and early on Saturday. The 9 a.m. hour, which if you're an executive member, you can go in at 9 and not wait till 10 when everybody else is allowed in, because which I've always been like, okay, if you see me at Costco on a Saturday, I was kidnapped again and like held against my will and taken to Costco.
Because one of your hardcore principles now is
Well,
9 a.m.
I don't want to go to Costco on a Saturday
Definitely
because
not.
it's insane. But this 9 a.m. hour is a game changer.
And you have to have a special membership for that?
Yeah. And so I went, though, and I went down the aisle where they have big pallets of macaroni and cheese. And I was like, well, there you go. You can get like 12 boxes for $14 at Costco. And I was like, well, that would have been a good thing to do.
Actually, that sounds like a better deal than buying candy.
Well, I got my candy at Costco
Maybe,
a couple of weeks ago. And it was a good deal.
Was it? Mine was
It's like 2 huge bags for like $19 or something.
Yeah.
And it was fun size, and they were good.
Yeah.
It wasn't the little tiny ones. Yeah.
No. It's like the fun size yeah.
Okay, Dan. So you've been handing out candy on Wroe Avenue since 1994. Has the candy pretty much remained the same, or have you noticed some different trends? Like, was it licorice, 10, 20 years ago? And
Ew,
now it's
never.
not? Yeah. No, I'm just asking. Like, I don't. Or
I
has it
hope
always
not.
been like the fun size?
Well, when I was a kid, you really kind of got like full-size candy bars.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. Plus, you also got popcorn balls
Yes.
Oh yeah, homemade.
and apples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you stopped a if you stopped a Van Wert police officer, they always had apples. They give you an apple. And we get popcorn balls
Yeah.
and
The homemade kind.
the
Yeah.
homemade kind.
So yeah.
and you
so
never
good.
that were good. They
Yeah.
weren't 100 years
So
old.
good. Yeah.
I mean, that was simpler times back then, and nobody thought about razor
Yeah.
blades and stuff
No.
like that.
Yeah.
No.
So
All urban myth.
what I'm thinking is there's always been chocolate candy, and that's one of the things I want to talk about tonight
Oh yeah.
because I did save candy.
Oh, just what I need.
Yep, I did save candy. So in our post trick or treat, we'll talk about this. I made bags. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Here is a bag of what I call the new candy.
The new candy.
Gotcha.
Well,
Pass
for the
that down to Eddie.
listeners, that's
Well, you don't have to open it up. You can just set it there.
lifesavers
Yeah.
and nerds and Twizzlers and Jolly Ranchers, Skittles.
Sour things.
And,
Here
yeah,
is
gummy bears.
Old candy.
Old candy is like what you would think: Butterfinger and M&Ms
Old
and
candy.
Reese's,
Yeah.
Twix, Almond Joy.
Oh yeah, this looks
And
like
here's
Costco candy to me.
New candy. Well,
This
it
is the
It all came
Costco
from
mix.
Costco.
Yep.
Okay, so the chocolate is definitely the old candy
Yeah.
from when I first started passing
Yeah.
it out. But the new candy,
Oh yeah.
Is-
Lots of fruity.
yeah, it's a lot of chewy stuff. It's Skittles. It's
These are a big hit. These sour worms.
yeah. Now let me say something. I'm
Yeah.
You're
70
missing Tootsie Rolls, Dad.
Huh?
You're missing Tootsie
No,
Rolls.
what's that?
Oh.
There's Tootsie Rolls in there. There's Tootsie Rolls in there. I'm 72 years old.
Yeah.
I was mostly always just a chocolate guy,
Yeah.
and for some reason this Halloween, I opened up for the first time ever
Ooh.
a bag of Sour Patch Kids.
What'd you think?
Oh.
New. It's,
I kind of
are
like
you
Sour
addicted?
Patch Kids. Yeah,
I love
And then
a
those trolley
sour.
crawlers.
Yeah, the
I
sour
really like
grape
them.
cones.
Yeah,
Tingle the tongue.
I'm a
Yeah.
big sour candy fan. Yeah.
I became
fruity.
a fan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it more as an adult too, Dan. As a kid, I wasn't a sour fan, but as an adult, I'm okay.
They didn't have that when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
We had we'd get people would give you jawbreakers,
Oh yeah.
which are very dangerous because kids
Oh, yeah.
can choke on those. But that was back in the 50s and the 60s. Yeah, kid choke. Well, choke.
Nobody worried about those.
Yeah.
It's like your kid rolling around in the back seat.
And we get gumballs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't have we had licorice, but we didn't have red licorice. It was mostly just black licorice, and you really had to have a weird sense as a kid if you wanted black
Yeah.
licorice.
Yeah.
So it was it was always chocolate for the most part.
Yeah.
But this like the Skittles and
Oh,
the
yeah.
Sour Patch Kids and Starburst and stuff like that. I think for me that's an 80s and 90s. I think that's the kind of candy my kids grew
The
up on.
millennials.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely, when I was a kid trick or treating, I I remember getting those sorts of things in my bag. And I was probably, some houses gave full-size candy when I was a kid, and some houses gave the fun-size candy.
Yeah.
You know, so there was a little bit of a mix of both. I always remember there was a neighbor we had, an older couple, and she would always have popcorn balls that, you know, like you said, they weren't like 100 years old, and they were fresh and
Did she make
homemade.
them?
And yeah. I have a great aunt who used to make them too. Aunt Dorothy used to make those all the time. So once you have like the real thing, those ones, you know, the cellophane wrapped ones.
Oh, yeah.
They're so disgusting.
Yeah.
It's like a totally different food.
They're like discovered from an ancient tomb somewhere.
I know.
Old and dry.
I know. You might as well use them to like throw, you know.
As a kid, you're definitely impressed with full-size candy bars.
Oh,
but
man.
having
Oh,
the
yeah.
fun size is
Yeah.
great because then you can have a little of all of them.
Or you eat the big ones and have a little, you know, you have a lot of all of them. Which, so with siblings, did you barter with your siblings or barter with your friends? When,
My brothers
like when you
were-
get your loot?
The next brother to me was
Yeah.
5 years older.
So kind of past it.
Yeah, he was past
Did
it.
you have friends that you bartered with? Or traded candy with?
No, not really.
No.
My sister and I gave each. I mean, I wouldn't say we hardcore bartered, but I'd be like, "Do you like that? Sure. Do you? Sure." And we just gave
That's
each other
nice.
some back and
I
forth.
feel like my sister and I, it was more hardcore. It was
Yeah.
like,
You know.
I'll give you 3 of these, but I want 4 of those. 'Cause they're not as big and this
Well,
and
you
that.
had a sister close to you.
Yeah,
you know,
I
my
did.
brother Steve was 5 years older.
Yeah.
So when I was 6 or 7 years old, able to go out
Yeah.
trick or treating,
Yeah. He was kind of already.
he was, I think, messing around with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the candy exchange rate change the next day?
Yeah, well, I feel like, and maybe my memories are just mixed up about this, but I feel like there were certain things that always went missing. And it's because my parents grabbed them.
Oh.
Oh,
Both
yeah.
of my parents, you know, there was definitely like a Snickers tax, you know, on the Halloween candy. It's like you'd come back in and you'd, because one thing we always did, even if there wasn't much bartering, like when the trick-or-treating was done, we'd run into the house with our costumes still on and go straight to the family room and dump out our loot and start counting
Yep.
what we got of everything.
Yeah.
And I know we always scored big on Snickers because it was a really popular thing to hand out. Like
Yes.
peanut allergies were not as big of a thing when I
Right.
was a little kid.
True.
And so, like, there was a big deal to hand those out, and everybody liked Snickers, including my parents. And so, I feel like we'd always get through the night, you know, and Beth would be like, "I got 27 Snickers," and I'd be like, "I got 24 Snickers." And then by the next day, it's like Beth's like, "I've got 10 Snickers," and like, you know, it's like there was a Snickers tax with the parents and peanut M&Ms. My dad was a peanut M&M guy too.
Now, while you're on Snickers,
Yeah.
I had 2 of the huge bags from Costco
Oh,
of the chocolate.
nice. Yeah.
There was a Snickers shortage when my bags went through
Mine too.
because there were not very many
Oh no,
Snickers.
they've
There was a
become
lot of
yeah.
a lot of Milky
A
Way,
lot of Milky Way.
a lot of Kit Kats, a lot of Twix,
Yep.
and the M&Ms.
There were actually even a lot of almond joys.
a lot of
too,
Almond Joys. Not that many Butterfingers either.
which I'm okay with. This of the chocolate bag. This is the Butterfinger is my least favorite.
Well,
here.
then I'll take your Butterfinger.
So it's interesting you say that
We'll
because
switch.
I bought a mixed bag of candy, you know, at Kroger, and it was like Whoppers, Snickers, Milky Way, and Three Musketeers, which essentially are the same things. Like anyway,
Well, yeah.
That's
but the
Mars.
the Whoppers,
Mars,
the
yeah.
Whoppers are well underrepresented in a way that I don't recall that
Yeah.
before. So
Do
something.
you think kids like Whoppers? I always did.
I
But do
did
you
not
think
as a
kids-
kid. I only like them as an adult.
Oh, yeah. I feel like Whoppers was one. See, I always had interest. Like looking back on it, I think my taste buds just developed differently than a lot of my friends did because I remember I would be like, you know, you have like hot dogs in the summer, right? And I'd be the kid that wanted mustard and everybody else wants ketchup,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I always liked pickles and like sour things. For those listening at home, Paul grimaced big time when I said that. But I always liked like vinegary things and sour things. And
You know what, Kate? Just like
I was
George
born-
Bailey,
I know. I
Catherine
know.
Ann, You were born old.
I
Oh,
know.
boy.
I think I was. I do sometimes think.
You're the female George Bailey.
Oh,
I do
gosh.
sometimes think that might be true.
Now, when you talk about your parents,
Yeah.
I'm going to propose.
Yeah.
I'm going to put out
Yeah.
there that I think that's a boomer thing, because
Yeah.
my parents
Yeah.
never tried to get my candy.
Yeah.
It was just, and my dad didn't really eat candy, but my mom did.
Mm-hmm.
But they never ever once
Yeah.
went into my candy. Now, as a boomer, they were depression kids
Yeah.
and also out on the farm.
Sure.
But I think there was that's
Yeah.
a boomer thing, because
yeah.
all us boomers,
Got
we
used to.
we were the
Yeah.
beneficiaries of the New Deal and the
Absolutely.
and the boom of the middle class and everything.
Yeah.
So we got used to that candy. So when we started having kids, I have to confess,
Yeah.
when the kids would go to bed, Virginia and I
Go
would sit
pawing
there
through
and
the loot.
we would try to take, one from Lily, one from Frank, one from Marty, one from Eddie, and we tried to make sure
Yeah.
that we didn't take them all.
Not too many.
Yeah.
Well, trust me, your kids had a very complete inventory, and they knew.
Yeah.
They knew.
Well, Lily lives in Portland, Oregon, where they had, what do they call that? The monsoon that they call it the whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was raining nonstop.
Oh gosh.
Atmospheric river, I think is what they call it.
Oh.
Yeah. So it rained on her
Right.
all the time on Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
But she said they went out. Juniper was a vampire.
Good for her.
Good
How
for
old's Junie?
7 or 8.
That's
yeah.
about when I wanted to be a
she's
vampire.
a vampire.
I was a vampire 2 years in a row.
She's definitely going to be goth.
Yeah.
And Shaq went as a tree. What kind of tree? I don't know. But he went as a tree. But anyhow, Lily
That's so cute.
Lily told me when they got back, they were soaking wet.
Yeah.
Oh
but-
yeah.
But Shackleton laid out all his candy
Yep.
and looked at his mother and said, "I think we need to eat it all now."
Right.
Because he's like, the flood's coming.
Yeah.
Live for the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
For the
like,
moment.
we're soaked. The water's rising.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yep.
So I
We
think I
better
had a
just do
unique
this.
experience as a parent because my daughter Mia, she was more interested in getting the candy, not so much eating it, which I know is going to sound super
It's
weird,
fascinating.
very weird. So I didn't have to worry about waiting for her to go to bed, to get the adult candy tax because she wouldn't eat it.
Offered it up.
Yeah, she just didn't eat it
yeah.
much. One time I took it all to work. I mean, after a week, and then for some reason she came to visit, and she's like, "Oh, look, there's candy." Not even connecting that was originally her candy.
That's so funny.
Yeah, she
just the thrill of the hunt.
the thrill of the hunt,
Yeah.
the actual trick or treating.
Yeah,
It wasn't like she didn't eat any of it, but
Yeah.
it's funny.
Weird.
Yeah. So, what is your very favorite candy,
Ooh.
Dan? Like when you were a kid or as an adult, what did you love to see in your bag as a kid?
Snickers
Yeah,
and Reese's Cups.
yeah.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
Reese's Cup remains the most popular Halloween
it?
candy in America.
I think it's because of the color, the orange
Is-
wrapping.
Is Reese's Cups.
Maybe.
What did you say?
Is it because of the orange wrapping? Maybe
It's
I don't
because
know.
of what's inside,
Yeah,
man.
and they're delicious.
Peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah.
And advertisement.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
That is
Advertising
true.
important.
Yeah,
Look
that's
what
true.
Corona did for Corona beer.
And then coronavirus, but we
Yeah,
won't go
Corona
there.
made it through coronavirus.
Poor Corona.
Yeah, I think every year the most popular candy is
Yeah.
Reese's Cup. Now, the Costco bags had a lot of Reese's Cups in it, but
Mhm.
man, they were short on Snickers.
Yeah.
They were short on Snickers.
No, I noticed that. I hunted around for a few after the fact because I was like, oh, I'll give some to my
Yeah.
dad. My dad and my sister and my aunt came to dinner on Halloween. And full disclosure, I made a huge pot of chili, which is why I'm not eating chili right now.
Okay.
I chilied myself out. But yeah, we were drinking wine, passing out candy while the chili cooked.
And I'm drinking one now.
We're drinking wine now, but yeah, I went looking for some Snickers to give to my dad, and there weren't any.
Yeah.
But he was
I
happy
don't
with
think there's
peanut
any Snickers in
M&Ms.
those bags because I think they were
No.
all gone.
I did introduce both my dad and my aunt to the trolley Sour Bright crawlers, and they both liked them as well. They said they went really well with the wine we were drinking.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
there you go.
Those Sour Patch and those trolleys made a believer out of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, my sister, when I was a kid, my sister's favorite were the Nerds.
Was Nerds?
She loved Nerds.
Yeah.
Like, loved them.
Well, they've branched out too. They have their own sour version of.
Yeah, Nerds used to just be these plain ones,
Yes.
right? That were just
Yeah.
various fruit flavors, and then
Yeah.
now they have clusters and sour ones and all sorts of things. My favorite probably it was probably Reese's Cups or Snickers. I would say it was certainly chocolate then, although I liked fruity candy. And now I really love a Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think mine were plain M&Ms and Reese's.
Yeah.
Eddie, how about you? Your favorite Halloween candy?
Kit Kat. I don't eat much
Kit
candy
Kat.
anymore.
No, but I mean
Kit
when you
Kats
were a
are
kid.
good.
It was Kit Kats.
Kit Kats? Okay.
Kit Kats are delish.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
That's right.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
That's right.
Right? Isn't that the logo? Or isn't that the
That
the
is.
song?
That's the
good.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about our favorite costume, Eddie.
Oh.
Like, in the totality of all costumes.
No, when you were a kid. When you
Yeah,
were a
like
kid.
one of the ones you dressed up
Yeah.
as.
Probably the Doughboy, I guess.
He was a World War I doughboy.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
We got a metal helmet and built a costume around it.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you thrift it,
Yeah,
or
I
did you
mean, all
just
the other
cobble it
stuff,
together? Yeah. That's good.
Eddie was a doughboy. He was a Royal Canadian Mounted Police with a
Oh,
little red jacket.
That's so
very
cool.
impressive.
He was Zorro,
Oh wow.
and he was a knight. And can you remember the others you were? Well, one of my favorite, and one of my favorite was when they were a little bit older. Eddie, Zach Rouget, and what was the other kid's name?
I can't remember who else went out.
Okay.
With us.
Well, anyhow, they
Pito.
huh?
I think it was me, Pito, Zach, Mitchell.
Mitchell. Yep, Mitchell. Okay. So they decided, this was in 2008, okay, to go to Oakwood and go trick-or-treating in Oakwood as Obama's political team.
Awesome.
So Mitchell, who was the African-American kid, went as Obama. Zach Rouget had sunglasses, so I think he went as Secret Service. And Eddie went.
Well, Pito and Zach were the security,
Yeah,
Secret
they were the Secret Service, and Eddie was the campaign advisor. He
The
went as
senior
a long-haired.
advisor.
He went as a long-haired hippie,
Nice.
and I thought that was what a great Halloween.
Awesome.
Scared the hell out of those people in Oakwood at the time.
How funny. How quickly
Yeah.
things change.
Things have changed
Now
now.
they would have,
Oakwood's-
every door in Oakwood would hug you and
Yeah.
welcome you in, and
Give you a cup of hot
Yeah.
chocolate and a donut. Yeah,
that's right.
Oakwood changed pretty quick.
Yeah, it did.
Paul, how about you and your costumes?
I do not remember them very well,
You
but I do.
lie, you
No.
lie.
I remember one from second grade where my mom was smart. I don't recall. I probably said I wanted to be Superman, and she found a costume that doubled as like you could wear them as pajamas like afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I got more than one use out of it. She made a cape. I think she made a cape. I don't recall. I didn't come with a cape, but she
probably
yeah.
did.
But the base costume were pajamas, so dual use there.
I think that's popular. There were definitely kids walking around in like superhero things
Yeah.
that looked like they
Yeah.
could also be pajamas.
Yeah.
So,
Catherine,
yeah.
how about you?
well, I'm trying to think here.
Tell me.
So for 2 years in a row, I was a vampire, and it was really fun.
Okay.
I really liked those fake fangs for some reason. And then I had a life of like braces and retainers
Yeah.
and such. Lost my fascination with those sorts of things. But no, when I was a little kid, and my sister wore these too, my grandma made our first couple of costumes. And so I was Little Red Riding Hood,
That's a good one.
It's good.
and then I was a bat. and both of the costumes were, handmade by my grandma and sewed, and like the bat had. I still remember it was like a cape that she had like scalloped the bottom, and so it attached to my wrists, and I could hold it up, and inside the wings it was purple. So it was like black on the outside and like purple.
And you got to wear the
bat
fangs
wings.
again.
Yeah, well, and I remember having like a little bit of face paint, and I think it had like a little hood with the bat ears on it. So, yeah, those are cute.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, not that, I'm hoping they're somewhere in my dad's house. We had them for a long, long time, but I don't know where they are now, but they're very cute. Both the little Red Riding Hood, hood, and then the bat outfit. It was cute.
Well, Virginia was quite the costume maker.
Yeah.
She made the ones for Eddie, and then for Lily, she made Glinda, the Good Witch.
So great.
She made the Little Mermaid with the fishtail.
Yeah.
And for Frank, when he was very little, she made a great Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle that
Very
I think Shackleton wore once. I think it's
Oh, nice.
I mean, it was.
That's
really
still
well
a
done.
popular costume. I saw at least one turtle.
Oh yeah, there was at least one turtle
Yeah,
this year.
at least one this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What
about you?
This is going to be funny because they talked about it on one of the shows I watch, Hobo.
Yeah.
Oh.
But now you can't do that.
You can't. Well,
because that's making fun of the
Yeah.
homeless. But back then, being a hobo was just so easy to make. You got a stick, and you tied the handkerchief together like you had your possessions there.
You put some patches,
Yeah.
sew some patches on,
and get an old pair of jeans and a pair of boots that didn't work and walk around, and you were a hobo. Can't do that now.
No.
And they were talking about that on one of the TV shows.
Oh,
I forget which it was. It was like, I was always a hobo. You can't do that now.
Can't do it. Well, that reminds me. Do you guys know that movie? You probably do. Meet Me in St. Louis.
Yeah.
The scene, it's 4 seasons with this family, and the fall season and Halloween. Do you remember that Halloween, like, part of the movie with
Not
the two
really.
the two youngest daughters? Every Halloween, I think of that movie because, that takes place like turn of the century, St. Louis or whatever, and those 2 kids. They're hellions. They like fake throw it. They go out and they're all dressed up in like kind of hobo outfits, but it's like the little boys dress up like women and the little girls dress up like men, and they're running around playing pranks on everybody.
The tricking part of trick or treat.
Very much tricking. The treats don't seem to come until later, but lots of tricking, and like they threw like a fake body on the trolley tracks and get in trouble, and
I'll have to watch
it's like
that.
what a bunch of hellions.
Now,
Halloween wasn't like that for me.
When you mentioned the tricking, back in the 60s when I was doing it, you would trick.
Was it a lot? Yeah.
And there was good tricks, and then there was bad tricks.
Yeah.
And the good tricks, you carried a bar of soap. And if somebody didn't pass out candy, you soaped their windows.
Okay.
That's easy to get off.
Yeah, it's harmless.
But
the bad trick is paraffin.
Oof.
oh my gosh.
And that's hard to get off your window.
Yeah.
So the bad kids would have a bar of paraffin, and they wouldn't do the house windows. They would do the car windows. For anybody that didn't pass out candy, they figure out that's their car. So they would take the paraffin and like put an X. And paraffin's hard to get off. It doesn't wash off like soap.
So did you take the soap? Did you do the soaping, or did you do the paraffin?
What's the statute of limitations? I will tell you this.
Did you start as a soaper?
As God is my witness. I never smoked marijuana in college. I never smoked marijuana. I'm 72 years old. I was always afraid of getting caught. Now, I've broke a lot of rules in my life, but I never soaped anybody.
Okay.
But I'm sure my older brothers did.
Yeah.
But I never did because I was
Yeah.
always afraid of getting caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my vague recollection of the start of Halloween was that it was high tricking, a lot of pranks, and that was part of the reason why to have Halloween was to
Yeah.
kind of not curtail it, but channel it into like one day.
Yeah.
And it used to be like all boys involved, and then of course girls got involved eventually.
Girls.
And then I think it was in the 50s they started to try to. You would
Like
remember.
curb it,
Well, yeah, there was like a movement to
change the connotation,
Yeah.
or change the.
Well, now I will take that back. When I was in high school on Halloween, when we were no longer trick or treating, we toilet papered people.
Yeah.
Especially high school teachers.
Sure.
We toilet papered people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'd show up the next day and clean it up
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we were good kids.
Yeah.
That's
That's
nice.
fair.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So we'll do one more Halloween thing.
Okay.
Scariest Halloween movie.
Oh,
Just one.
Halloween.
Just one.
Halloween. Wait a minute. I don't know. It's between Halloween or The Exorcist for me. I don't know. Probably Halloween. I hate that movie.
Paul.
The music gives me the willies.
I think. Wow. Those are two good choices. I'm gonna say Halloween. I mean, The Exorcist, I think, is more mind bending anyway. As a kid, like it's scary in that sort of regards.
Yeah.
But for gore, yeah.
Sage, Eddie.
Are you a scary movie guy? No,
Yeah. See, I'm
so
not.
much.
That's the thing.
I'm really not either. I saw Halloween one time. It's kind of like you and Silence of the Lambs. I saw it once. I don't need to see it again.
I watched
Yeah.
Halloween when I was a young assistant attorney general up in Columbus. I lived on the second floor of an apartment building, and I had what was called Cube, which was the very advanced
Yeah.
cable, and only Columbus, Ohio had it. So on Halloween night, I said, well, I'm going to watch Halloween. So I'm there by myself, and I punched it in to watch Halloween. And about half the way through Halloween, I got up. I drew the curtains on my balcony window, with my little balcony. I took a chair and put it underneath the doorknob to the outside hallway. I had my shotgun with me because, I always had a shotgun. I loaded my shotgun.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I finished watching the movie. And I took that shotgun and had it right by my bed when I slept that night, when I finally got to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And I will never watch that movie again. And there was no gore on that.
No.
You never saw blood.
No,
It's
right,
all the anticipation
You
of
never.
the music.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Psycho. You see the blood going down the
Yeah.
drain, but it's in black and white.
Yeah.
It's not Nightmare Before Christmas. It's not Friday the 13th. It's not a slash. Man. And
Yeah.
there's that scene where Donald Pleasant says, this man can never be released.
Yes.
Holy moly, I'll never watch that movie again.
Yeah.
Scared the ever-loving out of me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It has that effect, clearly. I mean, three
Yeah.
of us just said Halloween.
All those years.
Yeah. I've never been a huge scary movie fan.
Yeah, me neither.
But I do like things like the Alfred Hitchcocks, like Psycho.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Suspenseful.
great
Yeah.
suspense, and all
Yeah.
those Hitchcock movies are, those are great. Another, like, I think it was meant to be horror, but I never quite thought of it that way, was The Omen. Did you ever see The Omen?
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't.
Gregory Peck.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's
yeah.
from the 70s, and
Yeah.
like, the little Damien, the little devil
Yeah.
child.
Yeah.
Um,
Turner Movie Classic, I think they bought all the Universal stuff. And so on Halloween, they ran all the great old Universals. Dracula, The Mummy, da-da-da-da.
oh,
And there's one movie that I don't think I've ever seen from beginning to end, so I taped it. And that is Bride of Frankenstein.
oh yeah.
And so, I'm getting more and more into old things here lately since
Yeah.
I've got old. And there is a real belief that, like Godfather 2 and like Empire Strikes Back, that the prequel or the subsequel,
yeah.
is better than the original. And they say that about The Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
That is a movie that is better than the prequel. So I've got that tape to watch that. So
I'll be curious to hear what you
I'm
think.
interested in
Yeah.
watching that.
I love an old movie, and I find that one really good. A lot of those classics, but Bride of Frankenstein's great. One that I love that they don't always show is the Wolfman.
Yeah, the Wolfman. Yeah,
I love the Wolfman,
Yeah.
and that woman that plays the mother. She always plays like an old gypsy woman
yeah.
in old movies. Oh, it's so good.
I think they were all Universal
Okay.
pictures. You know, I think that the Mummy and Frankenstein
Yeah.
and Bride of
That
Frankenstein
makes
and
sense.
Dracula. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to ever watch Halloween again. Never, ever.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to do it.
And
Or any of the sequels.
the other thing is,
Don't eat it.
if you're ever in a hospital and there's nobody there, get the hell out.
Well, exactly.
Why these people
I
go
know.
to hospitals
I know.
where there's no nurses, there's
I
no
know.
unit clerks,
It's like
the
there's
lights are
something
off.
wrong.
Lights are always on in a hospital,
There is
and there's
something
always
wrong.
people walking up and down.
That's right.
You can't get any sleep because of that.
Yeah, if you go into a hospital, you know, when I was in there getting my all my knees surgeries done and stuff, you know, I used to call them the vampires. The vampires would show up at like at 3 o'clock in the morning to take your blood.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, and because the doctors would make the rounds like starting at 6, and that's why I never wanted to be a doctor. Well, you start your rounds at 6, you know.
I know, terrible schedule.
And you know, you finally got to sleep, and the next thing you know, they're in there taking blood, and you got to go back to sleep. So I call them the vampires. And I have what's called rolling veins.
Oh.
Yeah.
They find the vein, and then it takes off.
Oh,
And
terrible.
so apparently there is a medical rule that they can only try you twice, and then they have to get somebody else to do it. You know.
Oh wow.
And so, are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay. So one night I'm laying in there. I can't remember if it was the first, second, third, or fourth time I was in there forever with these knee problems. And I wake up. I'm go. Oh, the vampires are back. I said, "Go ahead." And she said, "I'm done."
Oh.
And I go, "What do you mean you're done?" She said, "Yeah, I'm done." I said, "You can't be done. I mean, I have rolling veins." She said, "They call me Quick Draw."
That's
And
great.
She left, and from that point on, I was like, "I want Quick Draw." And they're like, "No, she doesn't work tonight." I'm like,
Oh.
"Damn."
That's hilarious.
She was good. But,
Yeah.
you know, when I give blood now, they take it out of my knuckles.
Oh.
Because they, you know, I'm a
Yeah.
pincushion trying to get it. It's
Oh,
called rolling
gosh.
veins.
Yeah, no, I've
So
heard
they
of
take it
those,
out of my
yeah.
knuckles, yeah.
Interesting.
But anyhow, that's more TMI, too much info. You didn't
Wow.
need to know that, but
Well,
there you go.
now we do.
I'm
But
never-
yeah, I'm with you on the, you know, like horror movies often have the very obvious, right?
Yeah.
Where everybody in the audience is watching going like, what are they doing in this place? Like any person in real life in
Yeah.
a situation remotely like this would be out of there. Why
It's-
aren't you like
yeah.
running away?
It's like that commercial. I forget
Yeah,
what it is for
I know.
insurance.
That's right.
No, let's go into the cemetery. Oh, let's go
I
into
know.
the shed.
It
We're all-
is. It's always
yeah.
like these completely implausible situations
Yeah.
where everybody in real life would choose to leave.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You would get the heck out of there.
Yep.
I guess mine would be like Jaws on alligator-based one.
Oh yeah, I
Wow,
love
that's-
Jaws.
Oh, that music.
Jaws is a movie
Yeah.
I can watch over and over and
That's
over.
a good
I
one
never
because
get
that
tired.
actually has like real life
You know, in fresh
mental
water,
impact.
yeah.
Well, didn't
Yeah.
when it come out? I mean, it wasn't that a big deal that like
Oh, yeah.
that part of the whole thing is
50
that-
years ago.
Well, and part of the advertising was like, you'll never go in the water again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
no, that's a good
yeah.
one, Daddy.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
If I like die from Freddy Krueger, that would be pretty interesting. You know,
Yeah.
Be
the
unique.
false
Yeah.
case level that be
Right.
molded by your dreams.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
And that's a great line. We're going to need a bigger boat.
Suppose
Oh,
just
yeah.
losing my leg to an alligator.
Yeah,
that's awful.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
sound awful. What's your biggest fear? Is it like something you see in horror movies? Because I for some reason being in the very deep ocean is something really scary to me. Like I like movies that take place in that sort of a setting or whatever. Like, nope.
Are you talking movies or in real life?
Movies or real life or like how they translate. Like that is a fear I have that like makes it really hard for me to watch movies that are about the deep.
I don't have that problem,
Yeah.
but if somebody would get my billfold, I will read to you what I have.
You scared of a 6'5" guy magically moving and teleporting
It's on
around.
the counter out there. Because people have asked me about my fears,
Yeah.
and see it there, Polly? Okay, somebody else talk why I find this. I use my billfold as my computer.
Yes. We know this.
Yes.
So, well, you have to have these things in there so you can settle bar fights.
Yep. Go ahead, Paul. You talk about your fears.
I don't know.
Do you have a fear like that, or seeing it in a movie? That
No,
you're like,
but
ugh?
my daughter Mia has a fear of deep ocean too, and
I don't know what it is.
she has a fear of seeing man-made objects. It's called submechanophobia, and so it's like you see an airplane, that's submerged, relatively shallow water. I mean, it's because people will dive in those sort of wrecks, and it does look eerie because if it's particularly if it's a small plane. The cockpit windows look like eyes and all that. So apparently it's a legit fear, submechanophobia.
Yeah.
How about you, Eddie?
Alligator. Well, crocodiles.
Crocodiles.
Yeah.
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 Did you watch you watched that with me, right? The meth alligators down in Florida. You got to watch that with me, Eddie. That's great.
He's
alligators
like, nope.
on
Nope.
Well, I mean, alligators don't bug me that much because alligators normally aren't that big. It's crocodiles that get big.
Yeah.
Well, I guess alligators get long. Crocodiles actually have
They
the
get
ones that
wide.
kill the wildebeest
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The ones that pop up.
Yeah.
Even though hippos are more deadly, so it should be
That
scary.
is
Right.
true.
Can't see.
Yeah, I think hippos kill more than anything else does in Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And mosquitoes. Mosquitoes give me PTSD.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, mosquitoes kill more than
I was
anything
gonna
else
say
does.
they kill. Yeah, they kill a lot.
They kill
of
more than
people.
all the wars and everything else.
Mhm.
If I see a mosquito, nothing else really matters until that thing's dead.
Yeah. And I have, I'm going to spell it.
Okay.
GEPHYROPHOBIA. Genophobia. It is the fear of crossing bridges.
Yeah, he wants
Oh, yeah.
He wants to
Okay.
kill his family.
We've talked about this before. You struggle to go over on the dam,
Have
right?
I talked about it on the...
No.
Doesn't matter whether you can
We have
see
not
over
talked
the
about it on the
sides, kind of, or
podcast.
if there's a sometimes they have a barrier.
I can go over the Great Miami River, Main Street, without a problem.
Yeah.
But if it's high and it's too long, that's why I hate Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Going over that bridge, I want to
Yeah.
drive off the side.
Well, the Englewood Dam, right? You
Uh-huh.
have struggled with the Englewood Dam. That's when we talked
I will
about
go
it.
10, 15 miles out of my way so I don't have to go over the Englewood Dam.
Yeah.
Other people don't have any problem with it at all. When Lily was sailing the Niagara and we
Yeah.
went up to the Upper Peninsula, that's when I conquered my biggest fear, when I hit the Mackinac Bridge.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That
Now,
would be tough.
Eddie and Marty were in the back of the van running back and forth, rocking the boat. Look at that ship, look at this.
Yeah, and you're just
And
like, oh, God.
my hands became one with the steering wheel, and I'm on the very inside lane where you're supposed to be going the fastest, and I'm going like 30 miles an hour. People are blowing by me, and my chest is pounding.
Yeah.
I just wanted to keep.
The car.
I just kept wanting to
Yeah.
pull and go off the
Yeah.
side. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not. It's like I want to go off the side.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and when I got across, Virginia's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, by that time I was hyperventilating,
Oh.
and I didn't tell her. Okay, and then
Oh.
we went on to Marquette and everything else, and then the whole time I'm in Marquette thinking, maybe we should go back through Wisconsin.
Right. Maybe we should go all the way around.
And so I was like, okay, I conquered it once, I got to do it again.
But you don't have a fear of heights. It's specifically going across bridges.
High bridges.
High bridges.
Well,
yeah.
I'm going to get to it.
Okay.
So going back, it was the same thing.
Oh, my.
Chest is pounding. I'm thinking, is Lily going to be an orphan? Is Frank going to be an orphan?
Oh, my God.
Are they going to bury all four of us together? Will they find us, And I got over and I said, I'm never going to do that again. And then I told Virginia that. And she's like, you put me and Marty and Eddie at risk, blah, 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 blah. It is. I can go up. I've been up in the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
When I first realized I had that fear was at Kings Island, and the kids were with me, and we had passes for the opening, the opening before the opening,
Yeah.
the soft
Yeah.
opening.
Yeah.
One of my friends used to work down there and got us that, and so we're up on top of the Eiffel Tower, and I'd been up on top of that Eiffel Tower many times, and then all of a sudden it was like,
Oh boy.
I want to jump,
Yeah.
and I pushed myself back up against the inside, and I slid around the whole thing till I got to the elevator, and Virginia says, "Where are you going?" I said, "I got to get down there. I got to get down. I got to get down. I got to get down." So I've been at the top of, the meat building or whatever they call it now, Winter's
Yeah.
Tank. As long as I'm enclosed, it's okay.
So it's
But
less
if
of a
it's-
Very
but if
specific.
yeah. It's not so much a fear of heights; it's a fear that you're gonna do something to go off.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
He's
So- Huh?
you just want to leave the nest. That's
Yeah.
what you want to
So
do. You'll go and haul.
if I got a barrier in front of me that I can't get over,
Right. Then
I'm
it's
okay.
like-
So like,
The
the
open
buildings
air.
downtown, I didn't have a problem with it. New York City, I didn't have a problem with it. But if I'm on an observation deck,
yeah.
I want to go.
Hmm.
And that's the same problem I have with going over these bridges. Because, you
You're
can
in
go
control
across
of your
any bridge you
car.
want to go over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yikes.
but I don't have that problem with the Main Street Bridge or the
Right.
Monument
Not
Street
tall
Bridge.
enough.
It's not tall enough.
Short.
Yeah.
Not high.
I can
yeah.
get across it real easy. But man, that Mackinac Bridge, I'm 72. I'll be 144 before I ever go on there again. I proved I
Yeah.
could do it, and I don't have to do it again.
No.
But there's a name for it, and I carry it around in my
Yeah.
billfold.
Yeah. What is this? Gephyrophobia?
Yeah.
Wow. Fear
There
of
you go.
crossing bridges. There you go.
So, if you ever hear, I went over on a bridge, not necessarily murder.
Gotcha.
That finally got to me.
They finally got you.
Finally got to
Well,
me.
stay away from those bridges, Dan.
I hate the Cincinnati Bridge because
Yeah.
that's high enough and it's long enough.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
I'd say just maybe stay
And
stay
that
away
that up
from
at
those.
Inglewood Reserve,
Yeah.
man.
My mom used to get. She always said it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
Crossing the dam. She
Yeah.
didn't like driving across the dam. I don't know that it was for the same reason, but it gave her.
What's your phobia?
Oh, it's the deep.
The deep?
Yeah, it's the deep. That deep ocean lake. Although sometimes I don't think I actually have a fear of heights, but one time I went ziplining as a teenager.
You went to what?
I went ziplining,
Oh, ziplining,
like
yeah.
in the trees, and I froze on one of, and I literally, it's like my body froze, and I could not get myself going again, and somebody had to climb the tree and basically zip line me down
No
to a
kidding.
lower platform, and I still to this day I don't know what that was, because I don't think I'm afraid of heights, so I've never had that issue.
Have you ever zip line, Paul?
Yeah.
Eddie, have you zip line?
Yeah.
I'll never zip line.
It's an interesting feeling.
And if you're going to be on Amazing Race,
I know.
guaranteed you're going to zip line.
I know, of course. It was one of the things, when my friend Jen and I used to talk about trying out for Amazing Race. I knew it was one of the things I'd have to figure out. So, there you go.
Now, when I was in Germany, when I graduated high school,
Yeah.
I went up to Berchtesgaden, up to the
Yeah.
tea house,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm in a tram going up. I didn't have a problem because it's enclosed.
Uh-huh.
You're also not driving.
Huh?
You're also not driving.
Right. And there's a top.
Yeah.
It's not open.
Yeah.
And there's a bottom.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, nah, I ain't jumping. I'm cool.
Right.
Yeah. But if that was an open air tram,
Yeah, you would have been like,
I had a hot air line. I wanted at some show, or, some charity thing
yeah.
for Hauser Asphalt.
Oh,
yeah,
the
yeah.
hot air balloon.
Hot
Yeah,
air balloon,
yeah.
And I've still got it
That
somewhere.
would be bad for you.
I never turned it in. More chop suey, Eddie. We got
Yeah,
rice.
this is fine. Thank you.
Okay. I never turned it in, Well, I lost it for a while, and then I found it, and then I lost it for a while because I was always going to give it to somebody else because I knew I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because the basket, I would want to jump.
Yeah. That. Oh gosh.
Because it's, but I could go up in the blimp, in the Goodyear blimp, because you're in a gondola and it's enclosed.
Yeah.
But I can't do that hot air balloon because I'd want to jump.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's wild, Dan.
Well, as Dirty Harry said in Magnum Force, a man's got to know his limitations.
That might be a good place to end this.
Okay, we're going to end that with a man's got to know his limitations.
That's good. Words
so
to live
I
by.
want to thank everybody that was at the table. Catherine for bringing the salad and door dashing the Wendy's chili.
You got it.
Paul for going to China Cottage and picking up the chow mein and the egg drop soup and the wonton soup and the spring rolls, and Eddie for helping get everything ready.
Yes.
And also, just so you know, we're not going to eat all this Halloween candy for our dessert because Paul did some historical research himself.
That's right.
And found out one of the most popular desserts of the late 20s was pineapple upside down cake.
Yeah.
So Paul has made us
in.
a pineapple upside down cake. So as we bid adieu, we are going to eat some pineapple upside down cake. Now, for episode 11, which will be hopefully next week, we'll have table regulars Nan and Sam back. And Polly, you can always come back if you want to. It's up
Thank
to
you.
you. Yep,
Open invitation.
it's open
right?
invitation, absolutely. We got a big table here. And continuing on with our best picture, I think the next picture is All Quiet on the Western Front.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
I might watch that.
Paul's eyes
Yeah.
got really
Yeah,
big. We
well,
might
I've
have
seen
another
that one
guest.
and the
Yeah.
remake, but I mean, I've seen the
Yeah.
original
Yeah.
a long time
I
ago.
read that book in one sitting going out to.
I've read the
DC.
Yeah.
book. Yeah,
I've read the book. Yep.
I have too.
There's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
senior trap. That's the one book I read in like beginning to end.
That's
I think
pretty
maybe
Just like
one or
really-
two
just
seasons.
Never put it down.
Well, it's a 5-hour drive if you're
Yeah.
on a school bus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So I
it's
think I
forever.
read that in like
Yeah.
2 settings, maybe
Yeah.
one.
it's pretty good.
That's good. It is hard to put down. Lots to take in.
Yeah,
Lots to learn.
It's a heck of a movie.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the new remake, but I do remember seeing the TV remake where I think John Boy Walton was the soldier,
Yeah.
and I think Ernest Borgnine played the rough sergeant.
Okay.
I think I could be wrong on that. Somebody can fact check
Yeah.
So
me
that'd be
between
what,
now.
like 15 years? Because it would be 1930 after the end of the war.
Yeah, World War
And
One
then
got over in
1918.
1918, and this would have been the
It was
best picture
1930.
30.
So yeah, 13
I think-
years later.
I think it was they were still splitting between
Word.
29 and
Mhm,
30.
yes.
So like the
Okay,
first
yeah.
few years of the Oscars, it was like 2,
Yeah,
but yeah. But so this was 1929, 1930 Best
Yeah.
Picture winner.
so that's everybody. Go to your library or whatever. I think it's not in the public domain
Not
yet.
yet. I think in 2026 this one goes to public domain. Is what
Okay.
I remember
Yeah.
reading.
So watch All Quiet on the Western Front. We'll figure out the food between now and then.
Yes.
And
Rations.
No, I knew you were gonna
We're
say
gonna
that,
find
Eddie,
some
Nice.
MREs.
and I object.
okay, we'll do some MREs.
Oh, boy.
MRIs.
I will bring my own food.
There you go. And with that, as I've been saying now, Godspeed and fair winds until we meet again. Adios.